Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Chapter 8.4.3 Easy Path. Let's jump into it. The defenders are going to be Thor, Jane Foster, Nebula, Heimdall with Hood, and Hercules ending up with Dragonman. And the boss is going to be Valkyrie. So here, nodes are Crisis of Opportunity, Power Generator, Kinetic Instigator, Power Reversal, Unblockable Specials, and Special 2 Bias. So all in all, every 20 seconds as an attacker, there will be a degeneration passive inflicted to you that will deal 100% of the defender's damage. Now, you can avoid that and get an extra fury to increase your damage if you throw a special that coincides with the cooldown of Crisis of Opportunity node. A bit like encroaching stun. This works the same way. Power generator, so whenever you will have a bar of power, you will give 2 charges to defender. Dynamo charges, when you knock them down, those dynamo charges each will give 30% power to the opponent. And finally, there is going to be power reversal. So whenever there is a new power gain on the champion, they are replaced instead and they lose all of their health. So these are the nodes. For your relics, they are not required, or your boost and masteries are the basic ones. For your champions, to be honest, you can use any champion in the game. This is more of understanding the nodes kind of fight than you needing specific counters. But having said that, do not bring power gain champions because they will not work well. Power gain champions will have all of their power reversed, and that would be really annoying for you to play with. The boss island is a Valkyrie with Turn the Tide, Power Shield, combo of Escalating Fear, and Heavy Bias. We will take her out with the Hulkling, more on it later in the video, so let's jump into the path. Jumping on to the first fight is going to be against Thor, Jane Foster. I'm going to use a Silk here. Now I will keep knocking down because I don't want those dynamo charges to really build up. So there are 2 dynamo charges I knocked down. Now there's an SP2. Now I can easily bait that out. So I don't have to worry that as soon as I use a special or I knock her down, she's going to go directly to an SP3. So again, right here, slowly picking it up, I'm going to throw in a SP2. Now there are 2 dynamo charges, but they're not enough to give her a special 3. You back again, and then you go back in. So pretty straightforward fight. You can use any science champion. The whole name of the game is that to whenever you will hit the opponent, they will get dynamo charges, and this window of opportunity stun that you see the timer, try to coincide your specials with the timer so you get extra fury. If you don't do that, you get degen. So it's a bit like encroaching stun, where you are using a special, you won't be stunned, but if you're not, you're going to be stunned. So it's just another version of that one. Moving on to the next fight, that is going to be Nebula. I brought in a Hulkling for class advantage, and also my Hulkling is ascended, so that really helps here. Again, the same thing here. You have to go ahead and keep an eye on that timer. First one is going to be your dynamo timer just here. I knocked down Nebula with 4 of those charges, so I didn't realize, and she got to an SP3 and I have to eat an SP3, but luckily Hulkling can heal up, so that's not a problem. And the second thing you need to worry about is the window of opportunity cooldown. Again, if you're using a special when the cooldown is happening, then you get a fury increasing your damage. If not, then you get a degen. So keep an eye out for that. Other than that, you can bring in any champion. Apart from power gainers, you can bring in any champion. You can do this fight, and you can do all of this part. There's nothing very champion or node specific that other champions cannot do. Next up is going to be an Heimdall. I'm going to use a Kushala. I'm going to use parry and heavy. Now, if I keep using parry and heavy, the dynamo charges are consumed as soon as you get them. so you don't have to worry about them. So another strategy that could use if you want to is to keep using parry and heavy, and you don't have to worry about the dynamo charges. Second one is your crisis of opportunity node. If you throw a special just like that, you will notice that you get a fury that increases your damage. So it's more of a thing of timings rather than what champion to bring against what champion, because these nodes are pretty simple and straightforward. Now against Heimdall, always keep him to an SP1 only, so you really have to manage your dynamo charges. But against Kushala, I'm not really worried because Kushala can block the unblockable specials. So that works out for me. So here's an SP2, and we managed to parry it. Fight number 4 is going to be against a Hood. I'm going to use a very similar strategy. I'm going to use Silk, and I'm going to try to knock down Hood every now and then so the dynamo charges don't build up. You can also go parry and heavy style, but remember, as soon as he gets 2 charges of dynamo, he's going to get around 60% bar of power. So need to keep an eye on that. Now because he's on SP2 already, I have to use a special just in mid-air so I could get the Fury and not get the degen. So those are the 2 things you need to keep an eye on. It's much easier when you do it. It might sound difficult right now during the video, but it's much easier when you're in the flow of the fight. It's much easier to do. Fight number 5 is going to be a Hercules. Preferably bring a Mystic champion that can nullify. Uh, he can be quite tanky with all of his stun immunity, because whenever you knock him down, he is going to gain a charge, and that is going to render him stun immune. So you have to play around him a bit slowly. So here you go with an SP2. Just waiting him out to throw our SP2 after an intercept. There we go. And let the soul buff do its thing with all the buffs on Hercules. The good part about this fight is you don't need to worry about the SP1 or SP2. Both are easily evadable, and in the end, when he does go indestructible or unblockable, you can just go ahead and throw your SP1s for the nullify, and you can take out Hercules quite easily. And before the boss, we have a very nasty Dragonman. So with the Dragonman, he's going to have constant power gain. That's something you'll need to take care about. If you can control his power, then it's a much easier fight. I am just using Void here with the Petrify champion to make sure that I can use Petrify for him not to gain power whenever I knock him down with Dynamo Charge. So yeah, it kind of worked out. The concept was right, but this made me think you can use other champions like Magic as well, or champions that power drain really well. So for example, you can use Vision also. Any kind of power control champion can work here, because if you don't allow them to use specials, that is one less thing to worry about when it comes to the dynamo charges. And you only need to concentrate on Crisis of Opportunity node. The boss fight is going to be against a Valkyrie. Now the nodes here are going to be Turn the Tide, Power Shield, Combo Up, Escalating Fear, and Heavy Bias. So, simply put, do not block her, because she will do quite a bit of damage with the Pierce. Use champions that have easy access to unblockable, or they can help you do an assisted intercept. So when I say unblockable, you can use your Shang-Chi, you can use your Hulkling, and assisted intercept, you can go for Kate Bishop, you can go for Elsa Bloodstone, and if you have 4 charges on Apocalypse, he can also stun, giving you an easy opening. And also there is option of going with power gain, somebody like Hyperion. So again, the boss is not really difficult. She has power shield, so you have to build up your special. The only thing you need to coincide once you have the special ready is the special timer with the turn of tide. Use a different combo ending attack if you want to change the special call out to the next one on the turn of the tide node, and you should be able to get through this. I've just used a Hulkling because he has easy access to unblockable. You can use the other champions that I've mentioned as well. So I hope you found this helpful, and if you did guys, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and leave the comments down below, and with your questions I'll be happy to answer them for you. Apart from that guys, I will see you on the next one, 8.4.4. So bye.